funnel says marketing is working, it's a celebration time, but sales say, fuck it, it's not. So that disconnect is costing companies time, momentum, and revenue. And that's what today is about. That's what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to talk with myself and with you. So we're going to try to make it interactive. I'm trying to call out the lies your funnel is telling you and showing you how to fix it. Right? Because that's something that is not a marketing problem. That's why when we needed to come up with a name for the new company, I wanted to remove marketing from it. So it's not funky marketing, it's funky enterprise. Because this is a business problem. It's not a marketing problem. And if you're leading growth, whether you're a CEO, CMO, head of growth, VP of marketing, whatever it is, this one needs to be on your radar. So let's go and look at the facade of what I call a healthy funnel. I didn't do live in English for a long time, and it's about time that we do that. Today, we're going to talk about the topic that I think about a lot. Your funnel is lying to you. What CEOs need to know about marketing that doesn't convert, right? So the thing is why I started talk in English again, posting in English again, and doing this. I didn't do podcast episodes for a while now. Basically, the thing is, I've been focusing on Serbian market. We published a book about LinkedIn here on this market in Serbian. Now we're translating it to English. I've been working a lot with Serbian companies, organizing events here, and it's time that I get back to the global market. So I'm doing this live to reintroduce myself to you. There are a lot of new people in the audience, and basically, if you don't know me, my name is Nemanja Živković. I'm the founder of Funky Marketing and co-founder of Funky Enterprises, a new entity and holding company that merges a lot of agencies, including Funky Marketing. So basically, a senior-led collective where we help B2B companies build aligned systems across brand, demand, and revenue. Sometimes B2C as well, but mostly is B2B. So Funky Marketing started as an agency. Then we moved into consultancy, helping B2B tech and SaaS companies grow through LinkedIn and strategic demand generation. But we also moved into non-tech companies. And over the years, we work with startups, scale-ups, enterprises in logistics, finance, HR tech, real estate, and many more companies. So across all those industries, what we kept seeing is the same damn thing, right? The funnel says marketing is working, it's a celebration time, but sales say, fuck it, it's not. So that disconnect is costing companies time, momentum, and revenue. And that's what today is about. That's what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to talk with myself and with you, so we're going to try to make it interactive. I'm trying to call out the lies your funnel is telling you and showing you how to fix it, right? Because that's something that is not a marketing problem. That's why when we needed to come up with a name for the new company, I wanted to remove marketing from it. So it's not funky marketing, it's funky enterprise. Because this is a business problem. It's not a marketing problem. And if you're leading growth, whether you're a CEO, CMO, head of growth, VP of marketing, whatever it is, this one needs to be on your radar. So let's go and look at the facade of what I call a healthy funnel. You've probably seen this a lot. I've seen this at least like 50 times. Website traffic goes up, cost per lead goes down, leads are flowing, everything is booming, everything is nice, dashboards are green, but some marketing team is celebrating, but then again, sales is quiet. Pipeline, nothing is dry. Revenue flatness. So the vibe shifts from celebration, yeah, let's go, to like, is it you or is us? You know, is marketing or is it sales? Marketing is sending us junk again. Marketing is doing shitty job again. Sales isn't following up with our leads. Maybe we need better nurture sequences. You know, maybe that's the issue. Or, you know, fuck it, maybe we need another webinar. It's never those things, right? It's the classic MQL Theater, and on the stage, that is expensive. So what's happening, it's actually really simple. The funnel is sending you the false signals. It's not that your team is doing nothing. They're actually doing a lot. But it makes them look busy without getting to the results. It's actually, activity that is divorced from the outcomes. Most funnels are built to make marketing look busy, not to drive real conversation with real buyers. I mean, there's a fault of marketing in there, right? Because they're not trying to get close to the revenue. It's something that has been changed in the last year and a half or 2 years. They haven't been inside CRMs. That's changed as well. But on the other hand, it's what C-level is measuring marketing on, because that can doom or gloom your marketing. Basically, the way it is, you're scaling noises, not the momentum, right? You see likes, you see buzzes, you see you're creating content, but is that a momentum or is it a fake momentum? A lot of times it's a fake momentum. It's not just that it's inefficient, it's also dangerous, because every quarter you run this way and you're actually spending to delay the problem, not to solve it. And I've seen it happen a lot in a lot of companies. That is actually the most common situation that I'm seeing in the company. So let me have a sip of coffee and then we'll get into what's really broken. Okay, so there are 3 core reasons your funnel looks fine in the report and broken in reality. First one is you're optimizing for volume, not for the velocity. Basically, you're counting leads, clicks, who filled the form, how many people filled the form. You know that, but deals aren't closing faster, or you're not closing the bigger deals. And that's the velocity, right? For example, your average time of closing the deal is like 3 months. You want to get it to a month. Is sell velocity going lower or higher? That's not growth, and that's basically the volume inflation. If your metrics don't include like sales accepted leads, stage conversions, revenue attribution, you're playing the wrong game. 1,000 leads don't convert. They actually aren't worth more than 10 conversations to do, right? So if marketing brings as many leads as possible, if that's the criteria, then leads would be shitty leads, and sales will waste time to talk with them instead of closing those that are actually interested to buy, right? And how do we define the lead? That's also something that's important. We're going to talk about it later. But the second one is you build a linear funnel for non-linear buyers, right? The buying journey is not linear today. B2B buyers today do the research anonymously without you ever knowing that they do it. They don't talk to sales until they're ready. They skip your forms. They talk to peers in Slack and communities and maybe on LinkedIn or other social media channels, offline events as well. They pick up a phone and they call somebody who they know who are in the same positions as you are to check out, do you know this person? Do you know this company? And they compare you through AI tools before you even know they are looking. Right? So many people are unaware of that as well. So basically, the thing is, what's changed from the last 20 years, your customers are in control. It's not you who are in control. Back in the days, it was companies who just wanted to get contact or phone number or email to try to sell to you something, right? You were doomed to sit in front of the TV and consume whatever they are throwing at you. Today, things have changed. Companies need to walk half a mile to meet customers where they are. They are in control. And your funnel is a suggestion, not a map. And it's not like I will tell you how to come and buy from me. No, It's you need to find out how they are actually consuming content, where do they go to get educated, where do they go to get to buy, and be there for them every step of the way to take them to the next step, to the next step, to the next step, until they're ready to buy. That's actually facilitating the sales. That's what marketing does, right? I'm always telling you, marketing doesn't have its own goals. Marketing goals are equal to the business goals, and marketing goals are to facilitate the sale. If you're treating your funnel like a straight line, you are making a big mistake. Like somebody clicks an ad, for example, to get a lead magnet, then download the lead magnet, then you come with them on one-on-one relationship inside your email, right? So you nurture them, you give them enough information, education to come to your demo. Then they come to your demo, then they look at the demo, they say, wow, that's really something that I need. Then you get the deal. And it's not working like that. It's nice to imagine that things are actually working like that, but they're not. You are actually toasted if you are doing things like that, and if you think that that's actually how it works, right? And the third one that I mentioned is no one owns the middle of the funnel. Everybody talks about the top of the funnel or the bottom of the funnel, but it's in the middle where we engage with our customers, right? I told you you need to come halfway to meet them halfway, right? What does it mean? It means, like, let me use Netflix or Airbnb as an example. I love using those companies as an example. So Netflix creates suggestions based on what you watched to suggest you what to watch next. So they're meeting you halfway. Airbnb, it's not just that they are just offering you accommodation, right? They offer you what to eat in that city, what to visit. Are there any events? What are touristic sites around you that you can visit? So a lot more than just, there's also now a community that you can meet. So it's a lot more than accommodation. They are aware that you need to do more. And those things from B2C came to the B2B. So marketing owns top of the funnel, sales owns bottom of the funnel, and the middle is a black hole. But actually, that's a place where buyers pause, where they lose interest, where they ghost you. That's where deals die. And no one owns it. Or even worse, everybody assumes somebody else does, right? That's also something that's happening a lot. This is the most expensive part of your funnel, and it's the one that is the least managed. So if you are the CEO of a company or somebody who is on a C-level, here's what you should track instead. These are the questions that you should be asking your team this week. What percentage of our pipeline is sales accepted and not just generated? What does it mean? That sales qualify them, that they are the real fit for your company, for your product, for your service, whatever it is that you are selling. What's our deal velocity and how does it vary by channels? How much does it take for us to close a client over LinkedIn? How much does it take for us to close a deal with PPC, with Google Ads? How much does it take for us to close a deal if we do SEO? Right? How much does it take for us? How much does it cost us and takes time to organize an event, offline event, and to close the deal? Those are important things to think about and to ask important questions. So what's the drop-off rate in each funnel stage, right? How many people drop off at each stage in the funnel? When you ask that, then you know exactly where the leaky hole is and you can fix it. How many of our leads come from accounts we actually want to close? Are we closing some new companies because we're just throwing things out, or are we actually closing these 50 or 100 companies that we set up to close? That we said those are ideal companies for us. We know that We proved that, and now we want to close them. Are we actually closing them? Yes? No? No? That's an important question to ask. Are we optimizing for clicks or conversations? That's also something. We are getting clicks, we are getting visits on a website, we are not converting. So you go back and you see, are there any conversations around your posts, around your content, around your podcast, around your events, whatever you are doing? Are there actually conversations? And if they are, who are those people inside those conversations? Are those the people who are from your ICP, from your ideal customers, companies, or not? And finally, the question that CEOs should ask: who owns revenue acceleration, not just the lead production? Right? So that's the thing. C-level should look not the number of leads, but who owns the revenue acceleration. Because if you don't know who's accountable for turning attention into the revenue, you don't have a funnel and you have just a treadmill. We are all running into the circles and not producing anything. We are not getting anything. We are stuck in one place, but we are still doing a lot and we don't see the results. So those are all things to think about. And now let me throw in one important thing, and that is AI. Right? AI comes into the bonus, into the situation that I just described. And let me ask you how AI is actually changing the funnel. The funnel that is not linear. A lot of companies are not aware even of that. And now AI comes on top of all that. So, excuse me, I don't want to use AI. Everybody's talking about AI, but we can't talk about the funnel today without talking about AI. There's no way around it. So here's the reality. AI is changing how people buy, but most companies haven't changed actually how they sell, right? They are still selling like I explained to you like 20 years ago. Buyers are skipping you. That's the reality. AI is changing that. AI tools let buyers actually summarize your website. There is, you just put the link of the website inside the tool and it tells me everything about your website. That exists. I can run and just listen to that. So buyers use AI to summarize your websites. They don't even visit the website. They just take a link. They compare vendors instantly. They say, okay, this is what I want to do. These are the companies. Give me an overview and compare them for me. They learn everything they can about you without actually talking to anyone, right? They talk to AI. They talk to ChatGPT, Perplexity, whatever it is. So by the time you see actually the lead in your in your analytics, they already made up their mind. It's already too late. So you cannot just go and close whatever it is there. You need also to go before that, before the intent. And your funnel is, if it's starting in that moment, when things are visible, it's already starting too late. So listen, AI generated content is flooding the top of the funnel. Everybody's publishing, everybody is optimizing, everything looks nice, polished. But buyers, they actually don't want to consume that much of content. They want less noise and more real signals, like expertise, point of view, clarity. How do you differentiate from the others? If your funnel starts with generic blog posts created for Google, you are attracting readers, people who will read it, not buyers. And I'm keep repeating that. That matters also when it comes to the LinkedIn blog posts, when it comes to anything. Is what you are producing actually giving you results? Because they say marketing is as good as fast they can ship things, but things that they ship, do they make a difference or no? Right? Ask yourself one of the questions that I mentioned that the C-level should ask. So those are the things to think about. You can use AI to make your funnel smarter. That's also something that's worth saying, but most don't. You can be using AI to track behavior of your customers, to predict the intent, to personalize the touch points, to prioritize the accounts. But most teams use it for just rewrite this paragraph, summarize this case study. Guys, that's not a strategy. That's, I don't know, like my wife would said it's a nice lipstick to add, right? She's using a red one when she feels special. So you basically use it only on the occasions when you feel special, right? So the question is your funnel built for the way people buy in an AI first world, or how they bought in, I don't know, I'm not going to say 20 years ago, but for example, 2017, right? Something you should ask yourself. But let's bring it home. Let's see how to fix a funnel that actually lies to you. Here's how to rebuild your funnel so it actually gives you, actually drives revenue, right? So you need to align around the shared goal. Revenue. Usually it's the revenue. Not leads, not MQLs. Everybody needs to speak pipeline. Weekly sales, marketing, revenue ops, things, everybody needs to be on the same note, focusing on the same goals. They need to be sharing dashboards. They need to share the accountability. I usually say they should sign up a paper every quarter, who owns what. So if something's happened bad, not always a good thing, we need to know whose responsibility is that. And signing it once a quarter is good because basically we remind ourselves what's our responsibility, right? So think about that. Also think about how do you redefine qualified, right? If we go, he opens up the email, that one click the email, that's bullshit. Let's try to avoid scoring based on the email openings and define qualification based on ICP fit, based on buyer stage, based on the account intent. So sales should be the one helping you here set the criteria, right? They are the ones in the room who will actually sell. You just facilitate it, and they have the insights. So use them. Use those things. We mentioned MQLs, leads. What's actually a lead? What's sales qualified lead? When somebody comes to the website and specifically requests to talk to sales. That's it. Nothing else. That should be the inbound lead that comes to your website. Then the third thing that you need to think about is, anybody knows what dark funnel is? It's been a popular saying here in marketing on LinkedIn in the last year or so. And it's something that tells us, we cannot track everything, and we shouldn't track everything. We should think about the signals that we can see in our CRM, in HubSpot, in Google Analytics, and we call that dark social, right? Anonymous traffic, community influence. And this is actually where the buying starts. You need to know that things are happening inside communities, inside companies, Slack channels, inside mobile phone conversations. Your goal should be that your name comes up in those conversations. And because you cannot track that, you can basically use data enrichment and intent tools to kind of like surface the invincible. So think about that. You need to optimize your content for that and be aware that you cannot track it. So important to understand the whole issue and the whole situation. Then you need to audit your funnel. So part of the questions that I said CEO should ask: what's bloated? Where are people stalling? Do we have a leaky hole somewhere? How much friction are you forcing them through? You know, is it too hard to go through the funnel? Or if it's too hard, is it on purpose? So you want to have everybody out who are not your ICP. So think about all these things and cut the unnecessary stages. Shorten time to value, enable buyers to move at their pace and not yours. So I'm always saying to the people, you should optimize for the time when people actually use your service, use your product, and not when they open the account. No, because it just means that they opened the account. Sure, okay. But did they use it? No. So when they start using it, that's where they actually become a customer. Then let's talk about the feedback loops. You need to tighten the feedback loops and stop worrying for and waiting for the quarterly reviews to adjust the messaging. Listen to the sales calls. Now you have AI. You don't actually need to listen to it. It can summarize it for you. Watch the buyer behavior live. Go to the website, watch how they move through the website, through the product, watch what they do. Let what closes shape what you promote, right? Understand what actually made them close the deal and actually come to buy from you. And then optimize on that. Do the reverse engineering. That's how you go from campaign-based guessing to the system-based growth. When you see what's actually converting and then go through it. And that's how you actually do it, right? So here's the bottom line. If your funnel is actually lying, it's not about the metrics. You understand that I didn't mention a lot of metrics? You don't fix the metrics, you fix the system, because the system is the issue. Because the longer you run a funnel that looks good but doesn't convert, the more money you spend scaling the wrong things. And I'm always fascinating, and I've been working with a lot of companies as a consultant, as a marketer, as an agency, whatever it is, in-house as well. And it's funny how they don't trust me when I go and I tell them, you know, they say we have like 300 leads. Sure, how many of them closed? 3 comes to meeting, you close 1. Okay, perfect. So, and they say, but can we try it? Spend some money, try it, see if it's like that for us, and then actually, you know, do something different. So they don't trust me. They don't trust the data that I've been through. And usually it's not about me, it's about anybody else. Companies like to feel the pain on their own example for some reason. I don't know. But I help companies fix all these things that I'm talking about today. At Funky Enterprises, we help companies fix those things. We don't do like fluff. We build demand systems that align marketing, sales, and revenue ops to drive actual revenue, not just the marketing metrics. So if you want a second set of eyes of your funnel and you are ready to give me the access so I can look at it, feel free to send me a message, LinkedIn, drop a comment on this, whatever it is. I'm always replying, you know, and just telling the truth. I'm generally interested in helping as many people as companies as possible. But I'm aware that there are also some companies that just need to die. So that's just how it is, right? If this session hits home, follow for the next one, follow Funky Marketing Podcast, find it on every podcast platform, follow me here, share this with somebody else. the next time, I don't have the topic, but I guess we'll drive into brand versus demand, team design, how to actually create buying intent in 2025 and beyond, something like that. And thank you guys for being here with me, spending some time and helping me drink my coffee and talk about these things, right? Feel free to drop me some topics that you want to get deeper as well, if you're interesting. And as I always say, now it's the time that you stop this, go back to the beginning, not to the very beginning, because there wasn't a sound, right? So go back to the beginning, stop when you don't understand something, ask a question, and keep it funky. That's always the thing. I'm always saying to the people, keep your inner child alive. Try to have fun with what you do, because if you don't, then change it. That's it, guys. See you next time. Cheers. Bye-bye.